Okay, folks, listen, we finna do something a little bit different. Different for those of you guys that never knew this existed, right? Today we doing a cornbread casserole, right? Super easy. You guys can look at these ingredients. And speaking of ingredients, don't forget the full ingredient list is on my website, Smokin and Grillin with AB.com, and that's WITAB.com. Now I'm gonna try to do this with not as many cuts as I normally do. So listen, we finna go into this. I've already started preheating my oven, 350 degrees. You want to get that. Now, reason I'm telling you that right now, it's so simple to make, right? So I'm gonna grab this, right? And we're gonna do it like this. We're gonna start and put all of our dry ingredients in the inside of this right here. But before I put the dry ingredients into my mixing bowl, I'm gonna go ahead and fire up my my skillet right here, right? Reason being, I want to get my bacon going, right? We got to make that bacon, folks. All right, now look, I'm not finna bore you guys about making, with showing you guys how to make bacon, but I just want to let you know I like to use that fresh bacon, you know what I mean? And then when I can, which I've already put my order in, if you guys go to Porter Road, they're not giving me nothing for me saying this. They got the best beef bacon on the planet. I've already started, de-seeding these jalapeños, right? So really, when you're cooking, you just want to multitask, you know what I mean? Get everything and have it at its ready, right? So that way, when it comes time to do it, it doesn't become such a chore, or you don't have to stop your cooking, you know? I know this has like ingredients, like when I do my Creole cornbread, you know what I mean? Or if you do a Mexican style cornbread, you're gonna have some jalapeños in it. If it was a Creole cornbread, then I would add some day-old rice. You want some of that firm rice to go inside of there. But, you know what I mean? This right here is still gonna be like on the casserole style. You know what I mean? It's gonna be a little bit, softer, not as dense as cornbread. And I promise you, this right here will be a meal too. And we're doing it around the holidays. You're gonna have a lot of gravy, you know what I mean? So you can add some of that gravy on top of that. Just giving you guys like options, like just real options, right? So if you pay attention right here, let me go ahead and get me a paper plate. But don't forget, I'm the one that does the dishes here, right? Paper plate, you know what I mean? And now I just take this, lift it up, and I like to, leave as much grease in there as possible. The paper towel will just, get everything else. Now you guys make your bits or your bacon, as soft as you would like to, like it to be, or as crispy as you would like it to be. Now I'm gonna go ahead and do one more batch, but I'm gonna show you guys. I'm just gonna cut these down. I like to have all my parts ready. All of my ingredients after ready, right? So I'll just take these like this and just help them, right? Let me go ahead and do another one. I won't bore you guys with that. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna take them and then we're gonna chop them up into nice small bits, and that's gonna go in here too. While we cooking the other bacon, I'm just gonna cut this down into like little small bits. All of this is gonna go in there, right? This will go into the body, and I like to save some. That's why I'm doing another batch. You know what I mean? The other batch will help me, with like the garnish on the top. But more so, not really being a garnish, just like adding bacon to it, that's not cooked in the inside. I take this, just get me somewhere to like stage this. I could have left it on top of here, you know what I mean? But I like to just clean everything up, especially when it becomes to having grease. Now you wanna know why I'm chewing? That's one of the good things about being a chef, right? You get chef choice, you get to sample everything. And listen, I love bacon. You know what I mean? So one of the things that I like to do is whenever I do cook with bacon, I want to save my, my bacon fat. Now at the beginning I mentioned about, you dump all your dry ingredients in, right? So that's what we're gonna do right now. Obviously, that's my flour. These are my other dry ingredients. You know what I mean? You just want to put this in here. Make sure you get it all. Sometimes it'll stick to the bottom, especially when you have a white portion like what I'm using right here. Sometimes if you don't pay attention, you'll have a little bit. We have measurements for a reason, right? So now I'm just gonna go ahead and make sure this is, incorporated together. Then I bring in my cornmeal. This is what I was talking about. Sometimes that little small amount doesn't do nothing, but if you pay attention, sometimes you'll have a lot more in there, right? So now we're starting to get us some girth. I don't know if I said it already, but usually when I say casserole, 13 by 9. I do have several sizes, but that's the most common. Okay, next, I'm gonna go ahead and add my wet. This will be my milk. Now we start just working this in. Now we're starting to turn it into a batter. You guys see it starting to thicken up. For those of you guys that make your own your own cornbread, look at this right here. This is what we normally have, right? Now, I'm not gonna add no more milk to this yet. Why? Because I'm getting ready to put in some sour cream, right? So let me just get this and clean this out. Man, I'm telling you guys, having the right tool for the job makes a difference, folks. You know, we all got Amazon. If you don't, get it, because where else are you gonna be able to get, some of these utensils that you need for pennies on a dollar, right? So once I have this cleaned up like that, I'm gonna bring that sour cream. Yeah, and then I'm finna melt my butter. And that's what's gonna thin this out a little bit and get everything incorporated together. And then we're gonna add our melted butter. And as far as all your wet ingredients, that doesn't. There is nothing else. So now that will start to break everything up. Look at it. Just continue to work it. You're gonna need that spatula to get inside this whisk again. But you can see how it just loosens up. I gotta do it like this so you guys can try to see the consistency. You know what I mean? It should look like a cake batter, right? Now, we're getting ready to add, our corn. Okay, so you can see the corn. If I just do it like that, look, it probably takes about 16, 17 ounces of corn, right? So, there we go. Now I'm getting ready to add some cheese to it. Now this is shredded cheese. I shred everything myself. Folks, I suggest you guys do it as well. Just everything comes out better, the melting point, everything. Without that waxy foam, film that's on, pre-shredded cheese. You know what I mean? I got it. It'll get you out of a jam. And I'm gonna put a little bit in here more. Now you save some cheese back because we're gonna put that on top once everything is nice and hot and it comes out of the oven, right? And of course we got to put that bacon in there, right? And I'm gonna do the same thing. I'm gonna save some of this bacon, for the top. All right, so got everything mixed up, and I want to tell you, being honest with you guys, not faking no funk, I almost forgot to put these jalapeños in here, right? So let me go ahead and get those in there. Let me give it a mix. And the reason, something was on my mind. I was just thinking to myself, why doesn't this have a little bit of color in it? Hey, what happened to my green? That's what happened to it. I didn't ever put it in, right? Now you guys, I'm gonna tell you guys to start off with 2. If you wanna add a little bit more heat to it, you can do that as well. But I like to just, 2 does it for me and my guests. You know what I mean? Well, I can't say for my guests because they eat just whatever I put out, as they do with you. But it's up to you guys how you want to do it. 3, and if you really want to have some kick, leave a few of them seeds in there. Now, if you guys come in here and take a look, this is what it should look like. You know what I mean? You can still see some of the jalapeños just here on the top. They just trying to work themselves, on their way down. But that right there is how you get them everywhere, right? So the only thing left to do is spray a little non-stick spray in your pan, so you can have some success. It makes your cleanup easier, the whole shebang. And we just pour this like that, and look at that right there. That should already get your brain to working, right? Now, I don't really have to put no spatula on the top of this, right? Because look, it's the right consistency. So if I shake it like this, it starts to level itself out. You know what I mean? You don't want to really be beating on your ceramics, right? But that'll do it. Now, you guys already know we preheated to 350 degrees. Now I'm gonna put this in here uncovered, folks. Let's open this up. Let's go in. Now we set a timer for 40 minutes. All right, so look, just pulled this out. You know what I mean? Just wiping some of this off. When I sprayed the non-stick spray, usually when you get some overspray, you wanna wipe that. Think about when you do a muffin pan. When you put it in the oven, all of that spray that you put in there, it turns brown and yucky. You wanna keep your porcelain looking good, So this is what we're gonna do now, folks. I'm getting ready to I'm gonna start with, my bacon. Forgive me for the pause, you know what I'm saying? Just when it comes to bacon, I just get to thinking right? Now this is a little bit on the warm side because I've had it sitting out for about 5 or 6 minutes before I started filming. But this is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna stick it back in the oven because it still got some residual heat, right? Oh yeah. Right, and then what's gonna tie this in is we're gonna put in a little cheese. Then when I pull it back out of the oven, you know what I mean, once I start seeing the cheese melt, then we're gonna go ahead and hit it with a little green, right? And today my tool of choice is gonna be green onion, right? Look at this right here, folks. Ooh-wee. All right, folks, after taking pictures of it and all of that, you know what I mean? I've been eager to go ahead and get in the inside of that, right? So if you look and see how big this is here and how big this is here, and just the fact that I'm doing what my mama told me not to do, and that's talk with food in my mouth, this right here is fire. You know what I mean? So look, you can see it's supposed to be a casserole, right? So it's a little bit on the soft side. Best served hot, right? I'm gonna go ahead and hit y'all like this. Cheers. Woo. This right here is fire, folks. Pour a little gravy on the top of this, or any type of sauce, no matter what you're making. Especially if you bake the roasted or chicken, put some of that, you know, that chicken flavor over the top of this. Oh my God. Now check this out, folks. You guys see me wearing this olive apron. I got Chef AB on here. Don't forget, if you guys want to give it a gift, you know, something for the holiday, or just, you know, drape yourself to have a great time, you know, with friends and family in the kitchen, why not get yourself one of these aprons? You guys, I got 3 different fonts to choose from. Go ahead, check them out on my website. Again, that's Smokin and Grillin with AB.com, and that's WITAB.com. Now, if you're new to this channel, let me just take this time to say, hey, thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to smash that like button and tell everybody out there, listen, there's a channel out here that's simplifying these recipes and taking the mystery out of cooking. And listen, I'm thinking about what am I gonna have with this casserole right here. Guess what, folks? I'm out. Peace.